How did you use new media technologies in your research, planning, construction and evaluation stages of your coursework? Computers that I did my media coursework on were PCs and Macs. The Macs are used in our coursework lessons and the PCs are used in the library. So like the Macs are used for the three main pieces because they have the industry standard software on them to use, which was InDesign and Photoshop and Premiere Pro, which the PCs didn't. And then the PCs are used for more written based work and like the research tasks, because I had easier access to them. I had one at home and I had one or loads in the library, so there was easier access for me to. I also used the internet throughout my coursework. I used it for researching horror conventions, making lists of stereotypes and typical genre features, for getting inspiration for content, and also through the other stages of my coursework, like in the construction, I would YouTube video how-to videos if I wanted to know how to put like a certain filter on my trailer, for example. I thought that was a good tool to use. Where I used the internet as a piece of technology was the creation of my blog. I did this year on WordPress and developing skills I learned last year on Blogger. This website is more complex and allows you to develop a more professional looking content on your blog, which is really what I wanted in the second year of my A-levels. Features of WordPress also allowed me to upload prezzies, PowerPoints, images, videos and recordings, which is good because the whole of this coursework needs to be multimedia. As I've just said, it's really important in this coursework to use a variety of media platforms, and to do this I had to learn lots of new skills and develop ones I learned last year. So not only did I write essays, but I also created prezzies, PowerPoints, podcasts, like just recording my voice, speaking to videos, annotating my work like by hand and taking pictures of it. And then I had to get all of this onto my blog, which did require some patience and new skills, but once you did it, it was worth it because it did me to show my work off in a more creative, fun and like professional way. And I did like using all the different media platforms because I think that will be really helpful, not just now, but in future life. So that was a really good skill that I used during the use of that technology. Another new piece of technology that I used for my coursework were apps. Now I use these like in daily life, I have them on my phone, on my iPad, but using them for like work and coursework is something different. But I downloaded the Prezi app so I could create and edit my prezzies like at home or mobile, like wherever I wanted. And I also downloaded the WordPress app so I could just keep all my blog posts neat and tidy, up to date, make sure like I knew where I was in the process of my coursework, so a clear list in my head of what to do. And that was a lot easier that I had that on my iPad, that I could then check that at home, check that when I was out, like, because that is a mobile piece of technology that I can take then with me. So that was really good. The next three pieces of technology I used were used to create my three main pieces of my coursework. So my horror film trailer, my magazine cover and my poster. To create my trailer, I used Premiere Pro. Last year we used iMovie, but we were advised that this year it was better to use Premiere Pro as it creates more polished, clean, professional looking content at the end, which is what I wanted. Finding out where things were on the workspace and just getting used to all the features, and like asking my teacher, googling how to do things, watching videos. I did actually find it quite easy, and I did pick up the steps quite fast, and was able to like then really develop my trailer and edit it a lot and just make it look how I really did want it to look. Some of the features, just like the cutting tool to edit bits out that you didn't want, or just to make the pace of the trailer fit more. Also the effects, like the transitions, the dissolve, the swipes, or video like effects to make it look like night, or to make it look more spooky, putting filters over it, changing the saturation so it was black and white again and kind of looked darker. All those just made it look like a more professional, real horror film, and that was because I followed the conventions, and I'm actually really happy with the end result. To create my magazine and poster, I used InDesign, and this just allowed me to create professional, aesthetically pleasing layouts that really did follow the genre conventions or the media conventions like magazine layouts. To upload and insert pictures and images, graphics, shapes, and using the type tool as well for media such as mastheads, cover lines, or text for an article. Photoshop in my coursework to edit photos and to create the graphics, such as like the title of my horror film and the masthead for my magazine, and then just put that into InDesign. I also used it to create the backgrounds for the titles for my horror film. Using these 3 pieces of Adobe software was good because it allowed me to create synergy with the 3 final products. It allowed me to create synergy because I could use the same font and colours universally throughout the 3 programs because they were compatible and just there on the drop-down lists. And this just allowed me to create a real visual flow throughout, and it allowed you, because you were using the same colours and the same fonts, people can then recognise them, and it then just builds a stronger brand and franchise for your film. The final piece of technology that I think is important to talk about is communication technology. Now, because a lot of this coursework was done in groups, communication was vital, and especially for our group, my partner Chloe, she was absent for about a month of the coursework. I still wanted to get her opinions and ideas and just verify what I've done, because at the end of the day it was her coursework as well. And I wanted her input as much as possible. So she was away for just a bit of the production and the pre-production planning. Obviously she still wanted to be as involved as possible. It wasn't her fault she wasn't here, and I wanted her input as much as possible as well, because it was a team effort. And we were just able then to communicate more clearly and quickly via social media, like DMing or inboxing, or by texting as well. And I think that communication has just allowed for us to be able to still have a final product that we're both happy with. Also, we were able to, even when we were both here, email each other work. Just like if I'd finished a piece of work that I wanted her to check, or vice versa, or if she'd done a piece of work that I wanted on my blog, or vice versa, that was able to then be shared quickly and effectively and efficiently over email. Overall, I think technology has been crucial in my coursework. I literally could not have done it without it. It's allowed me to create final products and evaluation and research tasks that I'm really happy with, and I do think shown me off and my abilities off to the fullest. The skills that I learned have been vital. They've allowed me to develop and learn skills that I will use in the future, and it was on industry standard software as well, so I know that in business and work it will be helpful. It'll be very valuable not only in my coursework but also for my future in the media industry as well.